Hi. Good morning. It's 2:27 a.m. Wednesday, May 5th. I know. Right now my timing is like so off. And it's been off because when I nap during the day, it really messes with my schedule. And I didn't intend to nap, but I've just been a little extra emotional. And when you cry, your body is tired, and it helps to rest, right? But then that throws me off. So that's what happened. Yeah. So a big part of why I've been emotional, aside from it being the time of the month, which I'm just like, okay, good to know that it was the time of the month, that I was just extra emotional. There's just extra emotional. Because I was really confused. And I still am a little with some decisions I have to make. And the reality is I don't have to make them right now. I think what worries me is the shift in my heart. When something piques my interest, or someone rather, it just shifts for me. And my curiosity, runs away with me sometimes. And I sometimes when I experience something new, for me, it's worth looking into. It's worth jumping in. It's worth maybe not jumping in completely, especially nowadays, but exploring it a little to see what it's all about, That's where I'm at with that. I know it's vague, but purposefully. It's purposefully vague at the moment. On another note, another reason why I've been a little emotional is just because of finances. The acknowledging and recognizing where I'm at, and just the reality of my situation, right? And I think I mentioned it before, that there's a truth in feeling what I feel, right? The discomfort, the unknowing, being in the unknown, and really just being in the unknown, and there's fear behind that, and just not knowing, right? And I'm trying to be aware of it. I'm trying to make friends with it, and at the same time recognize that I may not. Oh, I dropped some stuff. I'm trying to multitask and I dropped some stuff. But anyway, so what was I saying? Sitting with the discomfort of not knowing what my next move is going to be. And today I decided I'm just going to play upbeat music and be positive, and knowing that, being positive brings in, right, the feeling of feeling successful, feeling just feeling feeling successful, feeling it's the feeling, you manifest the feeling. So if I manifest feeling abundant, then hopefully that's what will show up, right? So, coincidentally. So that was my mindset coming home from work today. Is I'm gonna play good music. I'm gonna be upbeat. I'm not gonna be woe is me, you know, like I cried, I was emotional, I need to move on, right? I can only do that for so long. And so with that said, someone reached out to me, a good friend of mine from work, where I used to work. And she said she wanted to check in. And I was happy to hear from her because I hadn't heard from her in a while. So I made the time. You know, she was someone I would supervise before. And I mentioned that I really enjoyed that part of being a supervisor was when I was able to connect with my clinicians and guide them and help them see the situation in a different way and learn and grow. And I mean, it was like teaching. It's like teaching all over again. And I appreciated the fact that they wanted to learn, right? That they were open to the feedback, to make changes in their approach. So this person reaches out and she tells me, she said, your face kept popping up. Your face kept popping up in my mind. And she believes in God, and she's just telling me that she just had this pull from God, like, you need to check up with Yubi, you need to check up on Yubi. And so she's like, I know, I need to. So she finally does, right? And we schedule our Zoom meetup for today. Well, it was yesterday because it's now Wednesday. This was for Tuesday. And she tells me, I mean, she's asking how I am, what I'm doing, and I'm telling her what's happening, and then I shared with her, I'm like, you know, as great as these experiences are, in terms of where I am in my life, I'm at the end. Financially, I don't know what's gonna happen next. I'm on God's good humor, literally now. Moving with expectation that things are just going to align. And I'm grateful for people who have shared from the beginning of this journey, like resources and possibilities, and not to say that I haven't considered them as options for work, but I'm being mindful about what opportunities I take because I don't want to be unbalanced. You know, I want to make sure I maintain that, especially knowing it's a life lesson for me. And even though this new position isn't where we want it to be, it will be. I know it. Like, I just know it. But right now, it's not there yet. You know, I know right now it's putting a little more of the work to get us there. The reality is it's not going to pay the rent. and thinking to myself, like, do I have to go back to a 9 to 5? Right? I mean, my license is to expire this month, my birthday month. And I'm knowing that I'm like, I don't want to let go of that license. I worked hard for it. Even though I don't really plan on using it. It's there for a reason, a backup, if I need to. But I'd rather not go back to that. Specifically working with clients. Only because it is a big responsibility, right? It's like being a doctor and having to deal with crises. And it's not something really that I see myself doing anymore. Not in terms of a crisis, but maybe more of the teaching, that, you know, teaching clinicians on the how-to. That I can see myself doing. More teaching. Going back to what I was supposed to be doing before I was pushed into that world. Because I really was. I think I mentioned it before. I was not supposed to go into mental health. I was supposed to be a teacher. So I'd rather not. But I was telling God, I'm like, but if I have to, I will. So I'm sharing my story with this friend. And so all these other opportunities have been more in that line of work that I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna keep it there. And I haven't found what really, you know, I want to do work that I'm excited about too, right? That's fun. So I'm sharing my story, and then she tells me about teaching English, which is in alignment with the position in Spain. And I thought, English, like teaching. And then I'm hearing her, and she's giving me more information about this program and how I can work through Zoom or online, other parts of the world at different hours. So more in the later evening. I'm like, that's perfect because I'm home. I don't have to go anywhere. And the pay seems reasonable. And for the amount of time that I spent, and I can probably maximize on that. I mean, I see myself maximizing, and it's fun. It sounds fun. It sounds like what I used to do when I teach English. When I taught English 20 years ago as a TA. And so she's telling me about this, and she's showing me the website, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is what I was waiting for. This opportunity to help bridge that financial gap. Something fun, something that isn't draining, that I'm having to worry about, that it's like a one-time thing. And I'm crying because this is just we were both emotional because she kept asking God for the ability to bless someone, ability to bless someone, that she wanted to do that. And when I broke down crying, telling her, I'm like, this is what I was waiting for. This is what I was waiting for. And she thanked me. She thanked me. She thanked me. But it just speaks to when things get aligned, right? When you have faith, when you practice the faith, when you're in tune, right? She's in tune. Like I wouldn't doubt that she has some spiritual abilities, some gifts. She's shared other stories, and Yeah. She practices more on Christianity a little more. I told her that I'm more questioning right now, and kind of shared a little bit more about what I'm questioning, how I'm questioning, why I'm questioning, what I'm questioning based on my experiences. And it's resonating with her. It's resonating. She's like, I felt that too. Like, I've always thought that too. And it's just so nice to be able to connect with someone like that, right? In that manner, even though, you know, it's just a different tool, a different way of using what we have. But anyways, that was her wish to bless someone. She really blessed me with this option that I hadn't heard of, that is perfect for my situation, that I'd be excited about doing. So that happened. That happened, and I was really excited. So I just wanted to share that. I haven't really meditated. I'm gonna meditate today. Make that time. I mean, I've just been talking to God in general, and I meditated 2 days ago. Yesterday I didn't get a chance because I stayed up. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way, just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.